I'm just going to get right to the point because I want to keep this video short, and then I'll explain my point. The point is this: if you're in a classroom and there are people in your class and you feel like you are behind those people, you feel like there is no way that you could become as good as they are, then the point is that it only takes 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You could do it in 2 weeks.
I just think it means we're aware, We're aware of the current season of life we're in. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's just a season of life. That's something I think about a lot too. Like, people who have made it beyond where I've made it have probably been through this season and thought the same exact things that I'm thinking right now. And things like that give me comfort because there are plenty of people that are out there that have done what I want to do that came from less than what I came from. So I know it's possible, and knowing that they went through a season like this as well is kind of what keeps me going. And I hope that's what keeps you going. If you're out there, you don't really know what you're doing, you're lost, you want to make progress, but you don't even know what tasks to complete every single day in order to make progress, just start taking action. Something I heard the other day is, he basically started it out with saying, what do you do when you're lost in the woods? And the other guy says, I don't know. And the speaker says, you start walking. Why do you start walking? Because if you don't, you're going to starve to death. Nothing will happen if you just stay stuck in the woods. If you start walking and you figure out after 2 days that you're in you went the complete wrong direction, that's fine. Now you know which direction that you can't go, or you at least tried a direction and you know that it's not the direction that you need to go in. So now you turn around and you start walking out and going the other way. So basically the whole idea is to just take action. You find out through doing, not by thinking. I think that's the biggest thing that I've picked up on over the last few months is you figure it out by doing, not by thinking.
Focus on anything if you don't know where you want that focus to lead you. Like, imagine trying to set up a camera, you're trying to take a picture of something, but then you're trying to focus on the tree, then you're trying to focus on a person, then you're trying to focus on a bird. You're trying to focus on too many things. You have no actual vision for what you want to focus on. I think it's pretty obvious that we as people tend to focus on everything because for some odd reason, we feel like quantity is always better than quality. We feel like doing more of something is going to provide us more benefits than just focusing on one thing, focusing on trying to improve one aspect of our lives. We're trying to focus on so much quantity that it's like we can't even focus on anything. When you hear the phrase focus on yourself, think about where that phrase is taking your mind. Why do you want to focus on yourself? What is your vision for this? Are you trying to get over a girl? Are you trying to get over a boy? Are you trying to just become the best version of yourself so you can make money? What is your vision for any of this?
And that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
Now I'm gonna admit it, like what I'm doing right now, YouTube, I'm just extremely lucky to be in it because a lot of people trying to make it now can't because it's pretty much close to impossible. I started when hardly anyone was doing it. Like right now, doing YouTube, it's so saturated. It's just hard to get yourself out there. For me, YouTube is what made me happy. I was able to come back from school and be happy on this platform where I was able to upload my videos and make other people happy. Because I'm going to be honest, I fucking hated school. I thought school was the worst thing ever. So you know what? I took it upon myself to make myself happy and decided to drop out of school and do YouTube full time. Now, obviously, I had African parents, you know what I mean? So they were just like, what are you doing? You've ruined your life. I had friends saying, you've ruined your life. But you know what? I didn't care. A lot of people that I know try to make other people happy. And I'm just like, why? Why are you doing that? Before you can make anyone else happy, you have to make sure you're happy yourself. If you've got a list of people that are extremely important to you and you're not at the top, then Jesus Christ, man, something is wrong. So this brings me back to what I said before. YOLO, man. Do what you enjoy. Do what makes you happy. Think about yourself for once, yo. Now, I don't want people to go, oh, so KSI dropped out of school, so you know what? I'm going to drop out of school as well. I'm not saying that. School is important. School is very important. The only reason I dropped out was because I was in a position where I was able to drop out and still not be living on the streets. I was still able to look after myself. The thing is with school teaches you to be an employee. It doesn't teach you to be the owner of a company. It teaches you to be an employee. Like, why do you think you're never taught how to do taxes or something like that? Because if you're an employee, you don't have to deal with anything like that. For me, I feel like school doesn't prepare you for real life. It just throws you in a building and says, learn this, learn that. And a lot of the time, I go, why? I don't enjoy philosophy. Why do I have to learn it? I don't enjoy religious studies. Why do I have to learn that? But then I step back and realize that school is literally just a place to help you find yourself. And then once you find that thing in school that makes you happy, you have to just go straight for it and go hard on it. Don't just do what school tells you to do. Do more than that. If you enjoy coding, then go on the internet and learn about all the languages about coding, like C++ and Java and all that stuff. If you enjoy sports, work hard at it. Train for it. Find the club, do something to help you get better at it. There's so many examples, and I don't want to bore you with them, but understand what I'm trying to say. School teaches you the bare minimum, and if you want to be up there, then you gotta work hard for it, man. I've kind of gone off point, haven't I? I started talking about happiness, and now I'm talking about school. But I'll go back to happiness. Before you make other people happy, make sure you're happy yourself.
Okay, I'm hearing that it's good for me, but what am I actually gaining from that? If my goal is to start a business, versus when you have an actual focus, an actual vision, you're going to know why you're doing the things that you're doing. For example, if I want to start that business and people tell me to exercise and diet, I'm going to know that that's me building discipline. It's me putting my mind in a place where I can be disciplined enough not to spend my expenses somewhere that I shouldn't be spending it, or be disciplined enough to get up at 7 a.m. and work on my business even when I really don't want to. That is what having a focus does for you. When you actually have a vision of that person that you want to become, it's like every single thing that people tell you to do that you might not have had a passion for, it all just kind of clicks. It all just makes sense because everything really is cohesive. Like everything works the way it's supposed to work out. Exercising, dieting, journaling, all of that stuff is going to fit with any goal that you have. You just got to figure out why it fits. You got to figure out what that focus is. And of course, if you don't have a vision or a focus, if you work really hard, you can probably get somewhere still. But why would you put yourself in a position where you've got to work 500 times as hard just so you can get something? It's just a matter of working smarter instead of harder. When you have a vision, when you have a focus, you're working smarter. And you can also work hard. So that's going to accelerate your goals. Every single one of those accomplishments that I said at the beginning of the video all happened because I had a vision and because I had a focus.
This is the discomfort that everybody feels, whether you're launching a business or doing personal development or doing all the rest of it. And as opposed to thinking about it as a bug, think about it as a feature. And as opposed to thinking about it as something that's a personal curse that's difficult, think about it as the selection criteria that everybody has to get over. That's the reason why so few people are equanimous and actually have peace in their mind. Because meditation is hard and everyone thinks, am I doing it right? This kind of sucks and I'm twitchy and I'm tired today. Why are so few people in shape? Because going to the gym and sticking to the gym is difficult. Maybe it's a tiny bit easier for some people that like it than others, but for most people, most of the time, it's really, really hard. Thinking about the challenges that you need to face is just a selection criteria. The cost of doing business, right? This is just the cost of doing business.
If you don't love yourself, bro, nobody else is gonna love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So first off, it all starts with self-love, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you get to a point where you love yourself, you're gonna start taking care of yourself. You're gonna start dressing better. You're gonna start eating better. You're gonna start feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start having confidence. And once you start having confidence, people is gonna start seeing you have confidence. The way you walk gonna be better. The way you talk gonna be better. The way you feel gonna be better. The way you live is gonna be better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type shit, nigga. So start loving yourself, bro. Start taking care of yourself. Start taking yourself shopping and start buying yourself nice things and things of that nature, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because once people see how you love you, they want to love you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we gonna end that off.
That's the last stage. I hope y'all know that's the final boss fight. Is holding on to your sexual energy. Some of the hardest shit you can ever do in your life. Once you do that, you have escaped the matrix officially. If you can control your sexual energy, you have escaped the matrix. Because now, bro, you control everything about you. A woman can't, bro. You would catch a flight just for that. Listen, I'm a victim. You would go all around the world to get some. I'm a victim. Once you stop giving that shit attention to put all that energy to yourself, bro, you don't even need to meditate, damn near. Bro, sexual energy is some of the most potent energy I have ever experienced. And I'm gonna say that right now. I went 200 plus days and it haven't been the same since. I ain't nowhere near that shit.
People, look, it's not a superpower to retain and all this stuff. Eventually it can be, but it's not gonna make you glow. It's not gonna. It's the byproduct of doing those things, conquering yourself. That's what I like to call it. When you conquer yourself, you conquer your lust. When you conquer your desires, that's what makes you glow. That energy that's what's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? People not just gonna walk through. You're retaining. You know, maybe now since it's such a talked about theme, but they gonna be like, man, that's just something about you, man, or you know what I'm saying? Even if they don't, you feel better about yourself when you learn to control your desires and not dig into that life. But over the course of those 8 months, especially after that first few weeks and first months and stuff, those desires started to lessen.
There's two things that can get you over a girl. I would say is getting with another girl that make you feel better than the last girl, or putting it all into your work or glowing up work-wise. Yeah. I think the best one is putting it all into your work.
Yeah, for sure.
Because ain't nothing gonna hurt a girl better than you going up.
Yeah, going up for surely.
Yeah. So you never get over a girl. You never get over people that you mess with. That's why you gotta pick wisely. Yeah. Because even though you think you're getting over her, things that you doing to try to get over her, that's just showing that you're not over her. You feel me? She left a scar on you. You feel me? You don't want nobody to leave no scars. Now, I ain't never met no girl who ever did no shit like that to me. But the one thing that broke my heart with a girl, she left me, right? And I want her so bad. I felt like she gonna be my wife and everything, but she just ain't want me no more. And I was like, I just had to accept it. It hurt me so bad that I ain't want to talk to a girl for like a whole year. And I really didn't. I ain't text a girl, ain't call a girl, ain't touch a girl.
You need to love yourself. You need to build your self-esteem. And I think the first step to loving yourself and building your self-esteem is to ask yourself, why don't you love yourself? Or accept the fact that you're not happy with yourself.
Man, I see the problem with y'all, bro. The problem that y'all be having is y'all be thinking that y'all need people to support y'all in order to succeed, when that's false. That's not true. That is absolutely incorrect, bro. You don't need nobody to support you, bro. I don't care who it is. You don't need your mama. You don't need your daddy. You don't need your grandpa. You don't need your friends. You don't need your dog. You don't need your cat. You don't need your turtle. You don't need your squirrel. You don't need nobody, bro, except you and the man upstairs, bro. That's it, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, you got people who only gonna support you once they start seeing progress, bro. They only gonna support you when they start seeing you grow. They only gonna support you when they start seeing your grind finally pay off. And that's just how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me, bro, I only had 2 people to support me on my YouTube grind, bro. And that's my own brother and one of my homeboys, bro. Other than that, nobody cared. Nobody thought I was gonna make it. Nobody thought I was gonna be where I'm at except me. That's why I say you don't need support system, bro. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares until you already there. Nobody cares until they see a little buzz behind your name. That's when they want to hop on a little train and say, hey, bro, I've been supporting you, bro. I rock with the grind, bro. No, bro. I don't want to hear that now. Because me, I used to DM people on Twitter. People that I ain't even know, people that I was just randomly DMing people. The link to my YouTube. Hey, bro, can you know what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel? It'll help me out a lot. Get what they say? No. Get what they say? No. And now, 2-3 years later, 4 years later, the same people who going back and seeing that I DM'd them 3 years ago, guess what they saying? Oh, bro, I ain't even know you was gonna be this big, bro. My bad, bro. No!
Your depression comes from a lack of self-value. The last thing you need in your life is a woman. See, people think that having someone in their life that's gonna make them feel a certain way is gonna make their problems go away. But don't understand that it's just temporary, okay? Who you are before you know somebody is not gonna be any different the minute that they leave you. You have to fix the problem first. Don't put it on somebody else to fill that void, cover that gap that you need to fix in your life. See, emotional attachment is just a band-aid for your problems. You're depressed because you're not the person you know you're supposed to be. You're depressed because every time you're supposed to be doing something, you refuse to do it and turn to your weaker self. And every time you keep doing that, you need another shoulder to lie on. And that's when a woman comes in. See, and now you're comfortable. Now no matter who you are, you got somebody that loves you. And that's gonna make you stagnant. You have to fix who you are before you find somebody else, or else you're just gonna ruin both of you. Get to work.
Let's start with you wanting to be somebody. Can't nobody make you want to be successful. Can't nobody give you no drive. That's something like, you have to develop that within yourself, bro. Can't nobody make you get up in the morning, or you should go out here and fill out that job application, or you should try, like, bro, you look, as a man or as a woman, you should want to be somebody. You should want to take care of your kids, make your mama happy. You gotta change, bro. Just to go ahead and kill a misconception of them that they have of you, and to prove something to yourself that you can be somebody, that you can make it to this world. Because best believe it's people around here like, oh, he ain't got no job, he always asking for money, or he always asking for her money, he can't pay the bills, he don't take care of his kids, his car no, he always bum me. It's somebody always got, they always got something to say, bro. So best believe in this lifetime, right now, if you can do something that's productive, if you can help somebody with it, do it.
I think the most important relationship that you need to have is low-key a relationship with yourself. Because it's like, how you gonna have a good relationship with somebody else, whether it's friendship, girlfriend, boyfriend, and things of that nature, if you don't even have a good relationship with yourself first? How you gonna love somebody and you don't even love yourself first? See, that's where everybody be going wrong. Like, they be asking me, why you ain't got no girlfriend? Why you ain't in no relationship? Because I had to step away from relationships in order to, you know what I'm saying, start to like learn myself and learn what I like to do on my own. You know what I'm saying? Now, since I did that, I became like a better, low-key, I became like a better person for somebody else. See, before, I was low-key insecure. You know what I'm saying? I was judgmental and things of that nature. But when I stepped away from relationships and started working on myself, you know what I'm saying, and get in a better relationship with myself, now the next time I get in a relationship, bro, I'm gonna be like the best boyfriend in the world. But I had to get away from relationship first in order to start that process. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you feel me?
A lot of the issues that we have in our world today and in our own lives is because there's a lack of respect. There's a lack of respect for people. There's a lack of respect for yourself. There's a lack of respect for space and boundaries and the whole nine. It's crazy. But respect goes a long way. You'll get to a point in your life where you realize that respect is the only thing that a person can truly pay you. You'll be able to make your own money. You'll be able to, create your own happiness and joy. And respect as well. You got to respect yourself first. It's like, you can't pay me nothing. Just respect me. And I'm not demanding some respect, in the way that you would have to grovel at my feet, but don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? And if I hold other people to that standard, I have to hold myself to that standard. I have to be my biggest fan. I'm not going to sit there and put myself down and say I'm going to do something and keep, lying to myself, not showing up for myself, because that is disrespect to yourself. And a lot of people do that, and they are.
3 years later, right now, I have 5.9 thousand subs right now. If YouTube does not work out for me, man, I'm gonna just go back to being a regular kid, bro. You feel me, My mom kicked me out of my house at 14. I was lonely. I was depressed. Nobody takes her call.
I had that one viewer, and that viewer made me keep going. And each day and more, week 2, I started averaging 4 viewers. Week 3, 8 viewers. Week 4, 20 viewers. So on and so on and so on. I kind of gave up on school.
Right.
I kind of gave up on school. I kind of gave up on everything that that I had to my old life and just put everything onto my stream. I streamed every day. I didn't care about nothing else but YouTube, streaming. My dad showed my mom, because my dad watches War Star. My mom seen the video. She's like, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. Why is everybody talking about you, like, online, blah, blah, blah. Because it was like hate comments. So she kicked me out.
Kicked you out of where?
No, she told me to quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm leaving. Like, you know, or like, you can't do this in my house. So I'm like, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. You know, like, I'm not about to stop. Like, I was already averaging like 20 viewers. I had like 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs.
Right.
Like I'm already going. So I like, and once I start something, I'm not stopping.
Right.
So, what? Give me a second. And so like once I start something, I'm not stopping. So boom, she kicked me out. I moved to my dad in Detroit. Then I kept going. My dad didn't really care. My dad let me. Shout out to my dad.
Right.
Shout out to my mom too. I still love my mom. She didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But anyways, I kept going in Detroit, and I got here. Pretty much it.
Always the way. Always the way. Keep pushing and stop. Keep going and stop.
Sometimes in life, things get hard to the point where you just want to push and grind all day. Things right now are so hard for me. I'm trying to keep myself together, but I don't think I can do it. I'm trying, guys. But this is life. This is how it becomes. Things happen in life, and you have to continue and grind. You know, life is so hard. You have to wake up every day, brush your teeth, wash your ass, do chores every single day. We got to do that every single day. We can't just live life and just watch movies all day. We have to always be doing something.
I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today. All I wanted to be was an uncommon man. In my whole life, I was not that. Much worse than that. So I came home one day from working at a job called Ecolab where I sprayed for cockroaches. Made $1,000 a month, weighing 300 pounds. And I got home and I watched a show on Discovery Channel. Guys carrying boats and logs. Navy SEAL training. And I decided to make a change in my life. And I called the recruiter up and he asked me these questions. He had to meet a certain age, like a certain height and weight limit. I was 6'1" and 300 pounds. He laughed at me. 7 other recruiters laughed at me. One recruiter finally said, "Come on in, I'm too busy to talk to you on the phone." He didn't know how much I weighed. I walked in the recruiter's office and he looked at me and he said, "You're fat and you're black." I said I want to be a Navy SEAL. I didn't know there had only been 35 African American Navy SEALs at that time in over 70 years. He said I basically had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months because of my age. I was getting too old. I came back 3 months later, 106 pounds lighter.
Everybody, come on, 23. Come on, 24. One more, David. Who's one more? Carry the boats. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You did it. Yeah.
I would like to know when you're in that moment failing and you have to keep going, what do you say to yourself?
What if? A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I could pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be?
Doing this triathlon and endurance sports, ultra runs, just to test my soul.
to see what I'm about, find out limits for myself.
As you guys know, I created my Twitch account in 2019. I had one viewer for an entire year. That one viewer was my dad. He never stopped believing in me. On my first Twitch tech, which was $100, he probably donated like 85 of the dollars. He was in every stream, always, if these fucking cars keep going, he was in every stream, always hyping me up. And he never stopped believing in me. And when you have somebody in your corner that's your dad and they believe in you from the jump, what else do you need? If you believe in yourself and your dad believes in you and your mom believes in you, you're off to the races. Don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks of you. If you have your friends that are telling you that you can or can't do something, or knocking you because you want to try something. When is it cool to be a fucking loser? Tell them that. You're a fucking loser, bro, and I hope that's cool. Because a lot of motherfuckers, when people go for shit and they want to be an entrepreneur and they have these big dreams, their friends will shit on them because it's not cool or it's corny. Oh, you're a streamer? That's so corny. Now what? Now there is a Porsche 911 behind me, you pancake ass kid. Am I still not cool? Was streaming still corny? Chase your motherfucking dreams. Anybody that doesn't believe in you, never speak to them again.
And that's, you know, to always believe in yourself. You feel me? Always believe in yourself. No funny shit. Even though I went through mad bullshit, like, it was a lot of funny stuff. To me, it's funny, but it was really detrimental to my life. It really did affect my life in some way, shape, or form. The point is that I never stopped believing in myself. No matter how many times I got kicked out of school, suspended, you know, issues, you know, family, DR, like poverty, it don't matter. I never stop and I never will stop believing in myself. And I don't want people, sometimes, you know, people get discouraged. A lot of bad things happen back to back to back to back, and you get discouraged. That's fine, that's natural, that's normal. But don't let that shit fuck with you for too long, you feel me? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, I feel you, take your time. But you know what I'm saying, progress is always key, bro. You know what I'm saying? One step forward, you feel me? Even if it's 1 step a day, it's still a step forward. So don't stop believing in yourself, you feel me? Don't ever stop believing in yourself, that's a fact. Use that fire, that burn to keep you going.
I don't want to tell anybody how to live their life. I would just say that to the extent that you want to improve your quality of life, the easiest and best way to do that is to observe your own mind and your own thoughts and be a little, not necessarily critical, but be observant of yourself more objectively. And then you'll kind of realize your own loops and patterns. It takes time. It's not overnight. It's not instantaneous. So you mean letting go is not a one-time event? Yeah, and there's... letting go is not necessarily even the right answer. Like, yes, if you're trying to be an enlightened being and, you know, you want to live like a god and everything's gonna be perfect and be a Buddha, sure, you can let go. But I think in practice, it's actually quite hard to do. I think I would say that it's you're gonna find a lot of fulfillment out of life by just doing what you want to do and genuinely exploring what it is that you want, rather than doing what other people expect you to do or society expects you to do or what you might just think it should be done by default. You know, I think most older successful people will tell you that their life was best when they lived it unapologetically on their own terms. Be selfish.
Society does its real damage by making you avoid what feels uncomfortable. But pulling back again and again only makes your world smaller. So the antidote? Well, you have to move towards what scares you, but not all at once. So a common problem that I see people make is they try to take a big leap towards their fear. And it overwhelms them, they freeze up, and then they think, well, I guess I can't do it. But the problem wasn't them, it was the size of the step. So start small, like really small. Microdose the discomfort. Feel a little of it, and then get used to it. Then repeat. It feels minimal, right? But you are building tolerance. And I've seen it again and again. If you keep going, you'll be amazed when you turn and look back and see how far you've come.
I feel like nowadays, people hate doing things by themselves. If you are out there in the restaurant eating alone, some people might look at you and be like, oh, that person probably doesn't have any friends. So he's just eating by himself and they're gonna be patronizing you, kind of look down on you. A lot of people kind of have this idea that if you do things alone, it means you don't really have any friends, so you look more lonely. You don't fit in the society because you don't have those people that can do those things with you. But that's not true. It's completely okay to be alone. We create this scenario in our head that's not true. So even if you want to go somewhere, you want to visit this art exhibitions, or you want to go to this cool museum or a cafe, if you don't have any friends to go with, then you don't really get the motivation to go there alone and do it by yourself, because you just don't want to be seen being alone. I've always liked doing things alone, but that doesn't make me a loser.